Okay, hey everyone, Jen here. In this short video, I'm going to talk to you about how you can book an inordinately high number of leads using LinkedIn in what is not a really well-known way of adding leads on LinkedIn and retargeting warm leads. So this training is relevant to you whether you run webinars or events, whether you have an email newsletter, or you have any kind of opt-in. So you might have some kind of lead magnet opt-in or a VSL opt-in. Maybe you're running ads to some kind of lead form and you're getting opt-ins. Anywhere where you're capturing the name and email address, or even just the email address of leads who are otherwise interested in your offer. Once you've got that data, it's really easy to retarget them on LinkedIn, and I'm going to show you how you can do that. Now, if you want to see a case study of this at play, then I recommend checking out the testimonials in the testimonial reel here on YouTube. There's a really great case study of a client of ours, Tim Benson, who used this method with us, with our help, to book nearly 30 clients in just over 2 months, which is huge. So it's super targeted. The leads are super warm. They've already shown interest. We're really just going straight to the decision maker, straight to their inbox. Basically just appointment setting, warm follow-up, and being able to set a lot of calls with people who are pretty much pre-sold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and show you how to do this. So this is just a sample document. This is actually an export of a recent webinar. So you can see that there's names here, we've got email addresses, and then kind of all the miscellaneous registration data about people who've opted in for this webinar. So for this particular sheet of data, we've got about 1,200 leads. Okay, so we've got 1,200 people who've opted in for this particular webinar. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this data and I'm going to retarget it using LinkedIn. So I'll show you how to do that. What you want to do is have an email inbox that you use especially for your LinkedIn syncing. So what we've done in our business is we open up these just free Gmail accounts. So this one is just called Jen Bishop Team, jenbishop@gmail.com. So it's just a free one. It doesn't have to be a Google Workspace or like a company email. Actually, it's better if it's not. And what you want to do is make sure that you have 0 contacts there. And if you're going to do this in multiple iterations, you want to make sure that you delete all the contacts so that you've actually just got a clean inbox for your inbox sync. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just purely take the emails here. I'm just going to scroll down. I'm just going to copy all of these into a separate sheet. So I'm just going to copy them and I'm just going to create a new sheet. So I'm going to paste all those emails there. Okay, and then I'm going to save this as a CSV. So I'm just going to save it to my downloads because I don't really need to actually keep it very long term. So I'm just going to save it to my downloads. I'm just going to call it export ABC, and I'm just going to make sure that it's saved as a CSV file. And then I'm going to save that. Okay, and then I can actually close that file. Then I go over to my free Gmail inbox. Okay, so I go to my free Gmail inbox where I've actually got 0 contacts, and I just import those leads. I'm going to import them here. I'm just going to grab the export ABC leads. I'm going to import them. And what I should find is those 1,200 emails. Doesn't really matter about the names at this point, just the email addresses is going to be imported here. So you can see that I've now imported 1,200 emails. Okay, so then the next step is to go over to LinkedIn, and you want to go to your contact section here on LinkedIn. Now, this is something that LinkedIn won't want you to import frequently, so probably importing 1,200 at once is not ideal. What I'd recommend is you just import small amounts on a regular basis. It's much more consistent for you. However, you can do a bulk import, and that's what I'm going to do. Now, if you've already got some synced contacts here from a previous, maybe when you opened LinkedIn, you've probably got a bunch of contacts here. You want to, again, just remove all of them. So just click remove here and remove all of these, because what you want is your list of, not your connections, but your list of contacts to be 0. So we're not removing any connections. We're not doing anything to your network. We're just clearing this out so that we can sync again, and it's actually a clear sync. So in this case, I'm going to add more contacts, and I'm going to select Gmail, and I'm going to sync the Gmail account. That's my free Gmail account. So it's this one, jenbishopconsulting@gmail. So you can see it's thinking away here while it's finding those leads. Now, what's happening is LinkedIn, because we have the people's email addresses, LinkedIn wants us to connect with people that we know. It's going to find everyone on LinkedIn who has that email address associated with their profile. So we are not going to find 1,200 people, but we're likely to find a large proportion of them. So we can find, up to 50 or 60% of people if they're regularly using the email inbox that they set up their LinkedIn profile with. So often people have opened LinkedIn using their Yahoo or Google Mail, Gmail or Hotmail account from years ago. And this is the most common inbox that they use, and it's the one that they use when they register for things like webinars and things. We're going to lose some leads because some people will have registered for the webinar by using their work email or another email that is not associated with their LinkedIn profile. So it's all good data, but we're just mapping LinkedIn to match up the personas of people who've opted in for the webinar with their email address and who we can identify using LinkedIn as well. Okay, so what I've had to do is edit this list down to just about 100 because trying to upload 1,200 is causing a problem for LinkedIn. So that affirms what I was saying about bulk imports are not as desirable as regular but small imports. So I'm going to try again, and we'll go to the free Gmail account, go to the Google contacts. I'm just going to delete all of these. And I'm going to import one more time, but I'm just going to import 100 this time. Yeah, so I've only got 99 this time. And let's go back to LinkedIn and see if it's a little bit more responsive. Okay, so now you can see that I've uploaded 100 people and I found 52. So it's as we estimated, it's about a 50% connection rate. Can be higher, can be less. And these are all people who have registered for the event. Okay, so you can go through these leads and just select them one by one and connect with them that way. And you could, instead of doing 1,200 in one day, you could do 100 a day for 12 days. But that way you're going to connect with roughly about 50% of the leads on LinkedIn. And then, of course, the other way you can go through is using your list. You just can find them, obviously by name and company, and add them that way. It's obviously a bit slower, it's a bit more manual. That way you can also find people and then direct message them. And as mentioned, Tim, a client of ours, he was able to book 30 actually paying clients within 2 months using this method, retargeting leads found by Facebook ads and by event registrations. Okay, I hope you found that valuable, little short training. I look forward to seeing you in future trainings. Have a great day. Bye.